insist on providing every single American health care that they can count on that's at least as good as the health care I have as a member of Congress, because you pay my salaries. There's no reason why I should have health care. I know something about this because my mother died of cancer when she was 53 years old. And that was tragic enough. But you know, she spent the last months of her life not thinking about how to get well. She was spending it reading insurance forms because she'd gotten a new job, and the insurance companies were saying that maybe this was a pre-existing condition and they wouldn't have to pay her medical bills. So I know what it's like to see a loved one suffer, not just because they're sick, but because of a broken healthcare system. And it's wrong. And that's the reason why we're not going to wait 20 years from now to have universal health care. We won't wait 10 years from now. We will have health care for every single American by the end of my first term as President of the United States. That's why I'm in this race. I'm in this race to make sure that every child in America has the best education that we have to offer. Don't pass No Child Left Behind and then leave the money behind for No Child Left Behind. We know what to do. We invest in early childhood education. We can close the achievement gap and make sure that every child is prepared when they come. I'll be a president that makes sure that I don't just talk about how great teachers are. I will reward them for their greatness by giving them higher salaries and giving them more support. And I don't know about you, but I think it's about time that we made a college education affordable and accessible to every child in America. That's why I'm in it. To open up the American dream to all children, not just others. Because I'm tired of reading about Gina. I'm tired of reading about nooses. I'm tired of hearing about a Justice Department that doesn't understand justice. When I'm President of the United States, we will have a civil rights division that actually is investigating crimes. We will have a civil rights division that is enforcing voting rights. We will have a civil rights division that believes in justice and equality for all Americans, because the President of the United States will believe in justice and equality for all Americans. And by the way, your next president will actually believe in the Constitution of the United States of America and will uphold that Constitution. That's why I'm in this race. In this race because I'm tired of Democrats thinking that the only way to look tough on national security is to act and vote and talk like a George Bush Republican. When I am president, when I'm this party's nominee, when I'm the Democratic nominee for president, my opponent will not be able to say that I voted for the war, because I didn't. They won't be able to say that I gave George Bush the benefit of the doubt in Iran, because I haven't. They won't be able to say that I support the Bush-Cheney policies of not talking to leaders that we don't like, because that's not what I believe in. And they won't be able to say that I wavered on something as fundamental as whether or not it's okay for America to torture, because it's never okay. As President of the United States, I will end this war. I will bring our troops home in 16 months. I will finish the fight against Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, those who actually murdered 3,000 American lives. We will close Guantanamo. We will restore habeas corpus. And we will lead the world in confronting the challenges that we face in the 21st century. Nuclear proliferation, climate change, genocide, disease, poverty. And as president, I will send a message to those beyond our shores, all those yearning faces that are looking across the oceans, and I will say, you matter to us. Your future is our future, and our moment is now. America, our moment is now. It is time to declare that America's by example, not just by our military. You know, people ask me sometimes, why run now? Why wait? Why wait? I don't want to spend the next 4 years having the same arguments we had in the 1990s. I don't want to pit red states against blue states, red America against blue America. I want to lead the United States of America. And let me tell you, if Republicans come at me with the same fear-mongering and swift voting that they usually do, I will go right back at them. Because I believe the American people are tired of fear and they are tired of distraction. They want to talk not about fear, but they want to talk about the future. And if we talk about the future, that will not just be a Democratic victory. That will be a victory for all of America. And it's a victory that this country needs badly right now. I'm not running because I'm trying to fulfill some long-held plans. I'm not running because I think this is somehow owed to me. I never expected to be here. I always knew that this was an unlikely journey, that the odds weren't always with me, but I've never been on a journey that wasn't unlikely. I am running in this race because of what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. Because I believe there's such a thing as being too late. And that hour is almost upon us. I don't want to wake up 4 years from now and find out that we still have millions of people without health insurance because nobody had the courage to take on the insurance industry. I don't want to wake up 4 years from now and discover that the oceans have risen a few more inches. And that the planet has reached a point of no return because we couldn't find a way to stop buying oil from dictators and actually have an energy policy that makes sense in this country. I don't want to wake up 4 years from now and discover that we still have more young black men in prison than in college. Still have a drug trade ravaging our communities, that we still have young people without hope and prospects for the future. I don't want to see another generation of young people going through failing schools. I don't want to see that we've sent and put more Americans at risk because nobody had the courage or the judgment to ask tough questions before we sent our troops to this. And housing to the homeless. And food to the hungry. I need you standing up, and if you stand up with me, if you're not willing to just settle for what the cynics tell you, you have to settle for. But if you instead are willing to reach for what's possible, then I know that we can heal a nation and repair a world, and finally create the kind of America that our children and our grandchildren can actually believe in again. Thank you very much. Thank you.